Peter and Jim coming here from Elevation Fitness in Babylon, New York. Today we're going to do a brief discussion about breathing. We breathe about 25,900 times a day. Breathing is of utmost importance, and anytime breathing is less than optimal, the body will sacrifice whatever it needs to sacrifice to maintain breathing. So we're just going to do a quick high-low breathing test. Jim's going to put one hand on his chest, one hand on his belly, and he's going to take a deep breath in. Now watch the breath that Jim takes. You'll notice a lot of activation up here. Most people have an inverted breathing pattern, and they breathe into the chest wall first using the secondary respiratory muscles and then the belly. That's inverted. Optimal breathing patterns would be the first 2/3 of the breath coming from the diaphragm and then the last third coming from the chest. So you can do this with your clients, you can do this with yourself, and most of the time what you're going to see is that hand on the top is going to come up first, and maybe they get some expansion of the diaphragm, of the belly. Maybe. I like to take people and put them in a supine position to re-educate this diaphragmatic breathing pattern, because the diaphragm can be used as a stabilizer as well as a breathing muscle. And I'm finding in society in general that people are using the diaphragm as a stabilizer without even any extra load, just a load of their body and gravity. So what I like to do is take everything out of the equation and lay the client down supine on their back. So go ahead and lay on your back. So what Jim's going to do is put his hands on his belly. He's going to push into his belly a little bit, very lightly, and he's going to take a deep breath, pushing the belly out first. So go ahead, breathe in and relax. And go ahead and breathe in again, let the belly expand. And now you'll see he's getting good movement here in the diaphragm. This is a very hard thing for a lot of people to do. So what you can do is you can actually give the client a weight. And you can have Jim take this weight and put it on his belly. It's going to add a little bit of resistance, and what's going to happen is it's going to excite the diaphragm, and he's going to be able to push into the weight. And as you can see, the diaphragm is moving. Through experience, I find a lot of people that have a very hard time with just the hands on the belly. Even in a supine position, they'll still get way too much activation in the chest cavity of the secondary respiratory muscles. And you can see here it's very effective. And then ultimately what we want is we want this to transfer. We want to be able to get them off the table, get that breathing pattern to be optimal, and then ultimately better clarity of thought, better oxygen delivery to the system, better muscular balance, better digestion.